Donald Trump is now trying to convince Americans that empty ports, not having goods coming into the country, effectively creating supply chain shortages. While it was horrible when that happened under Biden, right? Pete Buttigieg, they were calling for him to be strung up by his shoelaces during the supply chain shortages in the early year of the Biden administration. But now that Donald Trump, of course, is the president, supply chain shortages are great for the economy because it means that we're winning the trade war because goods aren't coming into the country. Here is what Donald Trump told reporters who asked him about the empty ports along the western seaboard. We've got empty ports up in Washington, in Oregon. The ports in California have slowed down so much that truck drivers are being laid off. Dock workers are next to be laid off because we don't need these people working if there's no goods coming in. So people are losing their jobs. Consumers are losing access to products. The economy is losing commerce. And Trump says this about it. That means we lose less money, you know. When I see that, that means we lose less money. Look, China was making over $1 trillion, $1.1 trillion, in my opinion. Hang on. Before I continue, you threw out a number and then you increased the number because you said that the new number is just your opinion. Listen, you don't get to have opinions about what a number is. Those are called statistics. Statistics are not opinions. You can't just change a statistic because your opinion thinks the statistic should be different, especially on something that is literally quantifiable like trade deficits. You don't get to have an opinion on what the number is when you can just look up and see what the number is. He is admitting to the American public he's making it up as he goes along. That's what he's admitting there. He doesn't know what the actual number is because he doesn't want to know because it's far less than what he claims. So he just says, well, in my opinion, the number is this. No, you can look this number up. And I will tell you the real numbers in just a minute. But let me read you what this moron continued. You know, different numbers from 500 billion to $1 trillion or $1 trillion. And I think it was 1.1 trillion. And frankly, if we didn't do business, we would have been better off. Okay, you understand that? So when you say it slowed down, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. So when you go to the grocery stores, Americans, and you're looking for products, and the areas of those products are just empty, remember, Donald Trump says that's a good thing. So when you walk out of that store without the food that you need or the products that you need, remember, Trump says that's good for you. You don't deserve to have those things because that means we're winning. Remember who did this to you. Please, for the love of God, don't ever forget who did this to you and who's telling you that it's a good thing. 4 years ago was the worst thing in the world, right? Pete Buttigieg should have been fired on the spot, even though he wasn't responsible for any of the supply chain shortages. Those were holdovers from COVID, which Donald Trump also oversaw. But now Trump has literally single-handedly caused supply chain shortages, and he's telling you this is good because it means we're not losing numbers that are very high, in my opinion. Here's the real numbers. The United States had a trade deficit with China last year of $295.4 billion. Not 1.1 trillion, not even $1 trillion. $295.4 billion. The entire trade deficit of the United States with the rest of the world last year wasn't even $1 trillion. It was $917.8 billion. So this man continues to lie, continues to inflate numbers because he feels like it's more powerful to list a bigger number than the actual number. And more importantly, he doesn't understand that just because we have a trade deficit with somebody does not mean that we are getting taken advantage of. It just means they need less from us than we need from them. It is a mutually beneficial relationship because we get more stuff, basically. I mean, hell, if you could look at it under that lens, like we're actually winning because we get to buy more because we got more money, right? I mean, that's how we should look at it. Trade deficit means we're winning in this instance. But Trump doesn't understand that because he doesn't know what the word trade deficit means. He only focuses on the deficit part. So he goes out there, he lies, and tells you things like supply chain shortages, which are in the United States right now, are somehow good for you. Thank you, everyone, for your continued support of us here at Fair and Balanced, and I want to introduce something completely new. We have now opened up memberships for our fans, and by signing up and becoming a member, you not only get exclusive early access to each day's videos, so you will get to see them a day before the general public, but you will also qualify for badges, emojis, special little icons. So please, we encourage everyone, if you want to help support the channel, please think about signing up and becoming a member. It is your support that helps keep us going. So thank you all very much. Check out the perks of membership, and I hope to see you all as members very soon.